Greetings from Nova Scotia, Tracy here. This is my channel from the hut where I have a personal goal to spend less than $6,000 for our family of 5 for the year 2025 for groceries. Now, one way to do this is to not waste a thing. So I bought these apples yesterday from Gateway. They are perfectly fine to eat, but they are a little bit soft. We actually still have some apples left from last week that we got, which are much tastier. So I'm going to take about half of these and make them into an apple crisp. Now I'm also doing this because I got this box of Cheerios. It's about half full or so of Cheerios. I got this from my mom because it went stale in her cupboard. So we're going to use it to help make our crisp on top. I'm going to be using butter, baking soda, cinnamon, and then some oats and sugar. I'll give you a total at the end of what everything costs. Super simple recipe. I'm going to use about half this bag of apples. So first I'm just going to get them washed and slice them up. I'm not going to peel them because there's tons of fiber in that peeling. So I just went through the bag. I grabbed 2 pounds out of the 3, so $1.31 so far. And I just picked the ones that had any blemishes or marks on them, and we'll just use those up first. So these are going to go to the chickens for a little treat, or a little rainy day treat, but you could also make these into apple scrap jelly. And I'm just going to butter my 9x13 with this block of butter. So this butter was $4.29. That's what I paid for the whole block. There's about a cup left, but I'm only going to use half a cup for the crumble. And I'm going to take a little bit of that half a cup and just grease my 9x13 pan. So I'll work out what the price would be for the half cup of butter. $1.05 is going into this recipe. Okay, I just sprinkled a little cinnamon sugar on top of that. And now I will make my crumble. All right, so I have my 110 grams of butter in my bowl. I'm going to blitz up 50 grams of the multigrain Cheerios. Those will be my flour component. You could just use flour for this. I'm just using these to get rid of them. And once I have this in the oven, I'll blitz up the rest of them and just have them in a container and call them Cheerio flour. Okay, now this is what I keep my oats and sugar in. I just bought these for years. I just used the bags, and then I upgraded to an ice cream tub, and then when I could afford them, I bought a couple of buckets with the gamma lids. So I think this setup is probably like $30 per bucket. So it's not something even a couple years ago I would have been able to afford. But now that we have some money set aside, I decided to treat myself. So I keep on the lid how much this sugar cost me. So this sugar was 8 cents per 100 grams, and 1 cup equals 216 grams. And then for my oats, these are quick oats, but you can use any type of oats. 20 cents per 100 gram, and 1 cup is 110 gram. Now a neat trick with permanent marker is you can just write over it with dry erase marker. So if in the future my price per 100 grams goes up or down, I can adjust it on the lids. So I'm just going to get a cup of each of these. It's going to work out to 17 cents for the sugar and 22 cents for the oats. I'm just going to add half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, thereabouts. I'm going to count that as 2 cents, and I'll probably just end up mixing this up with my hands. It's just going to be like a crumbly texture, and you're going to add that on top of your apples. Just added my crumble on top, and that's going to go into a 350 oven. While that is cooking, I'm going to get my chicken legs ready for supper. We're going to do chicken drumsticks with rice and whatever vegetable I decide to throw together. All right, here's the chicken legs I took out last night. They are $2.94. They were from Gateway. What does that equal? Is that $1.47 a pound? Yeah, $1.47 a pound. And we're getting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 chicken legs. So I'm saying this will be about 5 servings, maybe an extra one. The 2 smaller kids might not take 2 chicken legs. And we're just going to season them up. Cumin, garlic, celery salt, parsley, salt, and paprika. Just mix it up in a bowl, and I'll get them in a baking dish, and when my apple crisp comes out, these will go in. That way I'm not heating up the oven twice. Actually, maybe what I'll do is I'll give a complete cost breakdown when everything is done and see what a dinner for 5 with dessert would be. Yeah, let's do that. I've decided on home canned green beans. These cost me 25 cents, just the cost of the lid. All right, just about to serve supper. We have our quart of homegrown green beans. They came at 25 cents. Our chicken legs, there's 2 missing. We're $2.94. I got 3 cups in rice in here. It came to 67 cents. I did cook a little extra rice because our oldest tends to steal it for a midnight snack. And then I allowed 25 cents for spices on the chicken, the sour cream, the Dave's, and the soy sauce. The apple crisp came in at $1.05 for the butter, $1.31 for the apples, 22 cents for the oats, 17 cents for the sugar, and then I did 2 cents for the cinnamon and baking soda. So $2.77. We'll eat half of this tonight. This is what I keep my rice in. I just keep my little measuring cup in there for my rice cooker. And then this is our ground up Cheerios that I'll use in another couple recipes. That's what's for supper tonight. And if we eat half this tray tonight and all of everything else, it comes out to $1.10 per serving.